ส all away from Australia.
Yeah, kiss me.
Okay.
Samoin sian sarà
Adesso mamma. Poi di chiosco ci
有 skin 直接弄了，这2天啊，都来办barbecue 啊。
does come with a legend though. This water is thousands of years old, still glacial melt. If this would have touched you tomorrow morning when you wake up, you'll be looking and feeling 10 years younger. Next place to be is definitely up the front of the boat, but just in case you haven't worked it out by now, water is here.
Managed. I'm English, but it was shockingly managed. A lot of New Zealand lives, but I was just there. So that's it. Anyway, I'm going.
It's nice. And don't hear many people going to the South Country.
No.
What is your...
I've always fancied Montgomery.
Oh, my stuff's gonna fall.